Okay, thank you. My name is Daida. My questions goes to Prof. Khairiyah. After 20, I think I still remember, after 29 years promoting on active learning, problem-based learning, and focusing more on learning, I would like Prof. Khairiyah to might be share her observations in Malaysia and also around the world on the improvements of effort by institutions on focusing more on learning instead of teaching and implementing the active learning in higher ed. Based on your observation from 2000 to 2019, is that we getting better or we still
Stagnant.
Thank you.
Okay, Prof. Khairiyah. Thank you very much, Prof. Zadatun.
Okay, I have learned a lot through these years, and I learn every time I give workshops. I'm the one who's also learning. Now, institutional-wise, there's a lot of efforts towards student-centered approaches. The difference is in Malaysia, I think we are still scared. At the institutional level, although it's promoted, but there's very little effort towards systemic curricular change. More of patchwork. That's what I was saying. It's patchwork. You leave it up to those who's assigned or who wants to do it. So you don't see the impact on the learners because they are getting mixed signals. In worldwide, especially in Europe, in Australia, and in the US, they have more courage. If they cannot change all the faculty members, universities like University College London, which is a very highly ranked university, they do the integration across the curriculum, like they have the integrated engineering program, where they do problem-based learning across each semester over a period of 2 to 3 weeks, where classes literally stop, and over 2 weeks they focus on PBL for all the first year students, for all the second year students, for all the third year students, and the final year students will do the capstone. So because they cannot change the faculty members, so instead they change the curriculum and they cut it out, so that there's certain integration appearing in all the curriculum. In other places, even in the UK, even in Europe, and even in the US, you see new institutions popping up. So when these new institutions come up, because they have a vision to have an integrated program, and they know it's very difficult to do it if you have an old traditional program with a lot of baggage. So what they do is they start from scratch. They start
develop from scratch.
They start by hiring the right people. Now, from our research at the CEE, and also from when I'm helping and mentoring faculty members to make the change from being teacher-centered to student-centered, teaching is very much a philosophy. So it's not just about the skill. We've seen people with the skill and with the knowledge, but still they cannot bring themselves to do it because it's against their philosophy. So, and philosophy is very much influenced by their life experience. How did they learn when they were students?
Definitely.
So these new institutions, when they want to hire people, they will check for the philosophy. That's easier. But if we are an existing institution, that's where the training has to be gradual. There has to be mentoring involved. You cannot just give training and training and training and training. That's why we keep seeing the same people over and over again, because they have the philosophy to do it. But those who do not have it, we need to support them at the same time. Because in one of our studies, we see the faculty members saying, you know, I'm not teaching. When I'm doing student-centered learning, I'm not doing what I'm paid to do. Because I'm making the students read and discuss it by themselves. You know, she's there to guide the students, but then she's still feeling that that's not teaching. So it's, you know, there's a clash in the philosophy. So that's my observation. In Malaysia, I don't see any institution with the courage yet to do the full integration.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Khairiyah. Okay, so another question, if there is anyone? Or if not question, maybe you would like to share your insights, your thoughts on today's topic. Okay, then, if there is no question from the floor, then we have reached the end of our forum session. So before we close, I would like to give some time to each of the panelists to give concluding remark regarding today's discussion. So I want to start with Associate Professor Fatimah.
Hello, I'm back again. Okay. At the end of the day, what I wish to say is that, you've got to reflect again on your presence, your existence here, what exactly you are aiming for. You are here to educate, and based on the changing needs of students and of education today, we've got to go with the flow of the needs. We need to rethink about the needs of our students again and deliver the way we should be delivering. At the end of the day, as I said, we ask ourselves, what brought us here in these institutions of higher education, and ask yourself whether you are doing it. Because, the fact that you have chosen this path in our career, you've got to inject passion in your profession. So regardless of whether you are talking about, 21st century education, regardless of, you are talking about 20th century education, that is an issue. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, what are you here for? And deliver accordingly. Because, at the end of the day, these students are the future leaders. We are here to shape them. We are here to mold them. And we are here to help them to be contributors in the future.
Thank you. Prof. Khairiyah?
Okay, we have talked about a lot of things, and some of us may think that, we cannot do any change. It's all beyond our reach. But this is just something that I would like to challenge all of us to do. If we're teaching in a course with several sections, okay, with a lot of sections, can we start at least talk to each other how we are teaching our students? Because it's the same course. So the expectation should be the same, the standard should be the same. It's not only about having the same final exam or having the same test. What is our expectation? How do we want our students to be able to learn and to be able to understand and perform in the subject that they're learning? So that's a start of integration. At least integrate along our own course first, so that we can do it together. And by the way, just one message. I know a lot of programs like to do this. One lecturer teach in the first half of the second semester, another lecturer teach in the second half of the semester. That is the worst thing. You're going the opposite way of integration. Research has shown that when you do that to your students, it's like taking two different courses, and that is not team teaching. Do not use the word team teaching if you do that, because that is turn teaching. Okay, so team teaching if you have two lecturers going in at the same time. So please correct that terminology. Thank you.
Okay, Adibah.
Last one, okay. Maybe as conclusion, or to wrap up, but Prof will wrap up more, okay. We come back about the objective of education. So as we know that education is actually to bring happiness. Means how we as a lecturer, we design, because like Prof. Khairiyah said, Education 4.0, lecturer is as a designer, not more as a facilitator. So how lecturer design the classroom, the environment that can help students to survive, that can help students to apply their knowledge happily. Okay, means that one day when they become an engineer, for example, they become a lecturer or teacher, okay, they cannot be happy if they only have knowledge, okay, but they don't have respect.
Okay.
They cannot become happy if they have a very good skill, but they don't have ethics. So it is important that how lecturer we design, okay, the classroom that can humanizing the human. And finally, by humanizing the human, we can create a happy environment, and finally we can lead to the civilization, the true civilization. Okay, and that is very important, that we are not looking only at the output, but we are looking at the outcome. We are not looking at the count, but we are looking at the measure. Means the process of how students grow. So this is our responsibility. So to make students being a very, very good individual means that we, as a lecturer, we have to correct, we have to learn, we have to maximize first our potential. So this is how I think we want to humanizing the educations, okay, means by giving them the real happiness through the process that we develop or we create in our classroom.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adibah. Last but not least, Prof. Rose.
Okay. The keyword is rejuvenating. And we mentioned that rejuvenate is when you feel that you're old, and so you have to rebirth yourself. For educators, I think for us to rejuvenate, we just have to be students. We keep thinking that we're the teacher, we're the master, we're the guru, we're the educator. But first and foremost, just be a student. Be humble. Know that you always have to learn, and with all the technologies, the emerging technologies, there's, every day there's a new technology, there's a new technique, a new way of teaching and learning. So just be humble and learn. And be a student and work together within an environment of collaboration, and inshallah I think we will stay young in our teaching and learning.
Okay, thank you very much to all the panelists. So what I can conclude from today's discussion are lecturers are actually architects of their courses. So we need to design our courses which are relevant to the needs and expectations of today's generation, and to rejuvenate teaching and learning practices. The efforts should be institutionalized and concerted, and then there must be teamwork and integration of skills, not just among faculty members but across faculties. And then there should be continuous mentoring, especially to lecturers who have the initiatives, to learn new skills and new teaching and learning strategies. So again, my greatest appreciation to the panelists, Prof. Rose, Prof. Khairiyah, Associate Professor Fatimah, and also Dr. Adibah, for your critical and valuable insights on the topic of today's forum. Hopefully the ideas shared will be meaningful in the efforts to rejuvenate university teaching and learning practices, and thus making our university, our beloved UTM, an innovative, entrepreneurial, and global university. So with that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, and I pass the session back to Madam Chairperson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our forum session. We hope that you have gained new knowledge in rejuvenating university teaching and learning practices from our esteemed panelists. Thank you to our forum panelists for sharing your thoughts, knowledge, and experiences with us today. I would like to welcome to the stage Associate Professor Engineer Dr. Hayati Abdullah to present the certificate to our panelists. I would like to invite Professor Dr. Khairiyah Muhammad Yusof, Professor Dr. Alinda Alias, Associate Professor Fatimah Puteh, and Dr. Adibah Abdul Latif. I would like to also invite our forum moderator, Associate Professor Dr. Mahani Mohd. Thank you, Associate Professor Insinyur Dr. Hayati Abdullah. Thank you to our forum moderator and thank you to our forum panelists.